What's poppin', everybody? It's a Sable Fighting 4. Gonna be looking at the Snow Hazard Japanese set today. As always, it's only been a little while since the latest set has been released, Scarlet and Violet, but we already have Japanese sets ready to be reviewed. Both this and Clay Burst, I think it's after this one. Gonna have to look at that one too. So apparently this set focuses on Koraidon and of course other new Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet. So let's take a look at them. Got the grass Pokemon as always. Got Surskit, doesn't do anything. Got Masquerain. Typical useless Bug Buzz 70 for 2. And then the Panic Pattern attack. For each head, discard a card. So flip a coin until you get tails, and then you're going to discard a bunch of cards from the hand without looking. So gimmick stuff probably won't do anything, but cards like these, they just waver from being completely useless to contributing to a broken strategy. But I mean, from what I can tell, at least from all of my predictions with hand control isn't to be feared that much, at least now. So it probably won't be good, even for some sort of a combo deck for hand discard. But I mean, you never know, but I don't think so. Another useless Pokemon, then we got Combi, nothing as always, and Vespiquen. Stage 1, 120 HP, always gonna die in one shot. So, double stab, flip 2 coins, this attacker does 30 damage for each hit. Joke. I don't want to get pissed. I don't want to get pissed like I always do in this set review, but I mean, yeah, we've got Donphan that does 120 for 1. Vivid Voltage doesn't do anything, and then they print a card like this that's more useless than cards from 15 years ago at this point. I mean, you had Donphan Prime, Duck Trio, just you name the Pokemon that can do like 60, 50 for 1, no problem. And then they give us this shit. Okay, and then Control Order, I guess this is the real attack from the looks of things. So 120 for 1, and you must shuffle one Combi and all cards attached to it in your deck to use this attack. So this is bullshit because, as I've explained, just the straight vanilla 120 for 1 attack is weak these days. That's just how it is. I mean, especially in a Pokemon like this where it's just gonna die after one shot. So at best you're gonna get one attack off and then you're dead with 120 HP. So they give it a 120 for 1 attack, you know, a cheap, I guess, medium to decent damage range attack for 1 energy. But then they gotta give it this shitty effect. And Combi, of course, is part of the line of Vespiquen. So if you're gonna, you evolve into the Vespiquen, then you're using your Combis. It's not like you're gonna have 10 Combis spares in your deck to discard. So it just makes it very difficult. At least with things like Gyarados from Stormfront, once again, it was that difficulty. But at least that guy had a good attack. It was a strong card for the time. This isn't good. I mean, you're gonna bust your ass to do 120 for 1. Just garbage. Once again, filler. Got Snover and Abomasnow, some of my favorites. They probably won't do anything as usual. So this guy doesn't do much. And then Abomasnow. Impressively enough, he has at least 150 HP for stage 1. So it's not great, but at least it's better than shit. And then Abominable Freeze, Pokemon in play cannot be healed. This is actually not bad. I mean, tanking and healing might become a thing again. I mean, I wouldn't really know. Scarlet and Violet has been out, but I haven't been playing modern Pokemon, I'm not gonna lie. I still didn't download Pokemon Live. I'm just playing Legacy on TCG Online. Still waiting for the right time. So it probably isn't my place to talk about the meta. But healing is probably going to be a thing if it isn't already. And I think this is a decent effect on a stage 1. I mean, of course, it's just going to be support shit because its attack is useless. 110 for 3. Garbage. And I guess the HP, I mean, once again, it's just better than the completely pathetic stage 1s like that Vespiquen we just looked, 120. But 150, I mean, it's still gonna die in one shot against most attacks. Still not good enough. I mean, I've always said it, things like stage 1s, they should be at like maybe 170, 180 range, and then the stage 2s, they gotta be like 210 and up, that sort of thing at this point. Anyway, so that's a Bomb of Snow. Then we got Bounce Sweet, nice grass Pokemon from Gen 7. Does not do anything, 60 HP, terrible. Got Stenny, doesn't do anything once again. And then Serena, 160 HP, stage 2. Absolute weakling. This is an absolute weakling, as I've explained many times. It's a stage 2 that has 10 more HP than a Bomb of Snow. I mean, once again, we had like 160 HP stage 2s in the fucking breakthrough set. We're talking Gen 6. I mean, how many years ago was breakthrough at this point? Fucking 8 years ago? Jesus. It's insane. This is like the XY EX era, Mega Evolution, Mega Form era, where you had the EXs with 220 HP and shit. I mean, nowadays we got like 300 HP, 280 HP Pokemon. Anyway, so what do? High heal. During your opponent's next turn, defending Pokemon can evolve from your opponent's hand. Whoopee. And then the spinning kick, 160 for 2, and then you do 20 to yourself. Pitiful, once again. Waste of a card. For no apparent reason, just to make me angry. Okay, then we got this fucking thing. It doesn't even look like a Pokemon. Creepy. So, Brambin, I guess it's supposed to be some sort of branch. I don't know. Weird looking Pokemon. It doesn't do anything, of course, waste of time. And then the other one here, waste of time as well. And then the Bramblegast, creepy as well. So I guess this is like maybe a grass ghost Pokemon in the games. I wouldn't know. So 100 HP, and then of course they gotta give it this ridiculous effect. Drain life, deal 30, and then heal 30 from this Pokemon. Yeah, good luck doing this in this day and age. Taking the piss, as always. Just wasting cards and sets. Man, it makes me so angry. But there's a reason why I haven't bought Pokemon cards in like years at this point. Anyway. And then Aged Wood. During your opponent's next turn, if any Pokemons require 2 colorless more to attack. Now, this would have been a good effect if it wasn't for the fact that they can easily play around this, and this guy's gonna die in one shot. So at best, if you power this guy up, which needs 3 energy to do 80 and then do this shit, you're only gonna get this once. If they switch, you did it for nothing, and the damage isn't even that good. 80 for 3. Once again, this just goes back in like the black and white era of damage. It's ridiculous, man. So it's not gonna do shit once again. What about you, Relor? I can't really get a good look, but I mean, it doesn't do much. Man, is it me or just they becoming even weaker? 40 HP? Just, what are these basic Pokemon, man? What the fuck? Same with the little branch thing. Bounce Sweet had 60, but that's shit either way. Combi with 50. Ridiculous. You get the other one. Nothing. And then Wo-Chien EX. Of course, the EX cards, they're the focus. So I think this must be like a stage 1. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a basic Pokemon. It doesn't say it evolves from anything. So it might be a basic. I don't know the new Pokemon, as I've said. I'm not playing the games either. So it has a big 220 for 4 attack. I guess that's good. Good enough. Solid damage output for the cost. And Envious Ivy, you choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, is going to do 60 for each prize card they have taken. Damn, that's actually not bad. I mean, if I read this right, they basically gotta be at least 5 prizes for you to do any damage at all. So you're gonna start at 60, then they've taken 2 prizes. It's a 120 snipe, and then, you know, 3 goes to 180. It looks pretty broken actually. God damn, I mean, if they've taken 5 prizes, this is a 300 damage snipe. I mean, I understand it's a revenge-esque attack, but this is still pretty busted. Is this translated correctly? I actually wonder. I mean, if it is, it's really, really strong. Very, very strong snipe. You can't choose the active Pokemon, but it's, I mean, it's still crazy. I guess like they gotta replace Dubwool or some shit. At the end of the day, Pokemon have even more HP now, so I suppose it's reasonable. Maybe it's not as broken as I think it is, but it's definitely good. Snipe, and then you got your standard big attack. Whatever the hell this is strong. Strong grass Pokemon. Okay, and we got Marill. Nothing as usual. A Azumarill. 120 HP, 2 weak. Bubble Beam or Bubble Drain. 50 and then heal 30 from this Pokemon. Once again, you're never going to heal damage because you're never going to have HP. You're going to be dead. It takes me back to an old Jay Witz video. So, and then Slam, flip 2 coins, 100 for each heads, whatever, more crap. Love Disc, Matchmaking, search your deck for 2 supporter cards, put them into your hand. Okay, a bit too slow, but it's a support attack, consistency attack. Water Pulse, 20 and then Confusion, Auto. Okay. Isk, Ice Cube Penguin, 20 for 1. It says 2 here, but it's 1. And then Ice Block, discard all energy from this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. It receives 100 damage less. This isn't really going to solve anything. I mean, it's still weak. It's a big cost for you to decrease 100 damage. If you had solid HP in the first place, effects like these wouldn't be needed. It's a big cost, 3 for 100. Okay, you're gonna block 100, but you gotta discard all energies. Other attacks, if you're gonna discard this much, you're usually doing some serious damage. So gimmick stuff as usual. Then we got the Setodal, Avalanche, 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. That's interesting. I'm hoping to God it doesn't hit your guys. It's just translated correctly here. I mean, 30 and then spread to every one of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, I guess for a first form. And then you got this other one here. This one does rest and double edge. 10 damage to yourself. 2, 50, whatever. At least these are more respectable basic Pokemon that have over 100 HP. I mean, it's still not great, but it's worse. It's definitely better than 60, that's for sure. I mean, I don't like that they do this. Some of them are good, others are shit still. I mean, they've always done this. You know, you got your typical Whalmers from back in the day that had more HP, or Chansey, and they were basic Pokemon. But they just need to raise the HP standard for regular Pokemon in general. I've said this for so long. And then you got the evolution here, Setodane, 180. You got Icicle Missile, 50 for 2. Absolute shit. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus. Bibarel from Stormfront did 60 for 2. We're talking about Diamond and Pearl era here. Diamond and Pearl era shit. 2008. Just do the math. And then the special horn attack. If this Pokemon has any special energy attached, 140 plus 80, so that is 220 total. Man, I gotta drink some water. Pardon me. But anyway, so 220 damage if you got a special energy on. I mean, I guess this is okay damage, not really. It's gonna be difficult to power up once again. 180 HP seems decent on paper, but I've learned that it's not really that much. I guess, yeah, it's a stage 1, so it's not as bad as if it was a stage 2. But it's still another just generic card, not gonna see play. I guess if some people find a way to use it, the damage is a bit usable. But what do we got for water energy acceleration now? Not much. I mean, Frostmoth, I mean, it is out by now. I'm pretty sure the rotation has taken place. Those types of cards aren't around, in real life at least. Anyway, we got Veluza. First time seeing this, I think. So 130 HP, looks like a basic Pokemon, yeah. Ram, and then Fillet Corkscrew. If you don't have any cards in your hand, this attack can be used for 1 energy. It should have been used for 1 energy in the first place. So for 4 energies to do 120, yeah, they want you to go handless, or if, yeah, you gotta go handless to do this. But it's still nonsense. I don't care if anybody tries to use this, make a deck around it and it works, it's still just bullshit. I guess the only consolation is that it's a basic at least, you don't have to evolve. But why can't we get some solid attacks? You know, solid energy cost, solid damage for regular Pokemon to keep up with the times, as I've said. But no. Anyway, you got the Frigibax. Okay, and it doesn't do anything. And then you got this other one. First time seeing these Pokemon too. Okay, it's probably a nice Pokemon, I guess, in the games. And then Actibax. This is the second form. Not doing much once again. And then Baxelbur. Kind of fucked up ass names, man. So 160 HP stage 2, weak as always. 130 attack for 3, terrible. So I guess it's all about the ability here. I mean, usually when they do this shit, it just means you must have a decent ability at least. So as often as you like during your turn, you may attach a water energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon. So I guess I suspected correctly. So this is Rain Dance Blastoise coming back again. As always. I mean, at this point, I mean, yeah, okay, they're always gonna recycle shit in the TCGs and in Pokemon especially, but they could just do a different type as opposed to the usual ones. Like do this for, fuck, I don't know, fighting maybe, or I mean, they did do a bunch of different types, but don't have that many types anyway. Okay, water, I guess, fine. Yeah. So Rain Dance Blastoise, if this is translated correctly, this is coming back. So I guess that's one way to power up water Pokemon. I don't know exactly what sort of powerful water Pokemon we got now. I guess there must be some EXs, maybe. With an effect like this on a stage 2, you usually want to pair this with basic Pokemon, if we learned anything from the Black and White era. So, yeah. Okay, so good card, just because of that. And then Chien Pao EX. If I was a guessing man, this is going to be something you pair up the other dude with. And yeah, I'm correct. So Hail Blade, discard any amount of water energy from your Pokemon. This attack does 60 damage for each card you discarded in this way. So yeah, it's the Rayquaza shit, you know, Blastoise, Rain Dance. Man, I do wonder if I'm ever gonna get sick of Pokemon TCG, even the new shit. Anyway, it's the same stuff. I like this sort of stuff. In a way, I'm tired of seeing the same shit. I don't know what other people think anyway. And then its ability, once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may search your deck for up to 2 basic water energies and then put them into your hand. Jesus Christ. So they're gonna make this... It's a fucking professor's letter on foot as well? God damn. Okay, so this looks to me like a top tier deck. Just because it gives you so much more consistency. Now, you know, these sorts of decks, they always have the problem of getting the stage 2, and then maybe you don't have the water energies or you like other things. They always need a bunch of pieces at once. But I mean, if they're going to give this guy an effect where you grab water energies for free like that, it's just too easy. Now, the damage multiplier for the attack isn't the greatest. I mean, times 60... You're gonna need to be discarding a lot. I mean, this ain't the black and white era days where you discard 3 and then you get 1-hit KO. With this, you're gonna be needing to discard like 5 to be doing any real damage. And that just makes things a lot more complicated. I guess on the bright side, that's where the ability comes in. It's gonna help him, but I mean, is it gonna be good enough? I guess. I mean, we'll see. It's got to be active too, but that's fair enough. You usually want to have this guy active since it's going to be the main attacker. You know, he can get 2 energies himself. If you can get a few more with other means. It doesn't have to be on himself, so you can put him on different Pokemon, I guess, too. But we just wanted a little bit of a better damage output. Even if it was just 70, it would have been better. Because then, you know, you discard 4 and you're at, or you discard 3, excuse me. Oh no, wait, 4, yeah, 4 and you're at 240, okay? Oh no, wait, no, 70... times 4, 280. Okay, so I'm so fucked up at math. So if it was 4, as opposed to like 5 to do 300, you do 280, and then maybe with a little bit of support, like a muscle band or something, it's just better, 1 less energy. So even if it was like a 70 times, it would have been better. But anyway, that's what we get. We got Slowpoke and Slowking EX as well, coming out as Psychic Pokemon. Flip a coin, if heads, search your deck for a card. If tails, discard a card from your hand. So, okay, nonsense. Pretty nice artwork though. Nice. You know, you got the background, everything illustrated nicely, okay. And then Slowking EX as a Psychic. So, Profound Knowledge, 30 for 1, and your opponent's active Pokemon is not confused. This isn't so great, but I guess it's auto confusion with low damage. And then Wisdom Headbutt. You may search your deck for up to 2 cards and then put them into your hand and then shuffle your deck, 130 for 2. So this isn't that great. Togekiss VMAX, it pretty much did the same shit, much easier. I believe, yeah, it did need like 2 energies, but you could easily just attach a DC or a triple acceleration and do the job. Plus, we're talking about a much older card. I guess VMAX, this is going to give away 2 prizes. It's not that amazing though. Grab any 2 cards, okay. I mean, whatever, it's just pretty straightforward. If you're going to use this, it's going to be some sort of toolbox deck where you grab cards like Enhanced Hammers, other cards that are going to give you more of an edge. You know, I think of it as the Ludi Cargo deck in a way from back in the day. You stack the cards you need and then Ludicolo gets you exactly what you want. Macargo stacks them, Ludicolo draws them. Toolbox shit. So it's good. I mean, we've seen other attacks that do this shit. I mean, Magnezone V-Star has similar shit, but nobody gives a fuck about that card. It's a bit sad. Anyway, spent enough time on you. We got Gothita and Gotharita, some of my favorite black and white Pokemon, and you don't do much as always. Gotharita is the best one. Very cutesy Pokemon. I like its cry in the video games as well. It's really nice. Little aristocratic Pokemon. And you don't do much. And then Gothitail. Man, it's always going to piss me off how they got rid of a... Or I think... No, wait. It kept Shadow Attack, but they just banned it in OU in Smogon. So that was sad. I mean, it was the only good thing it had going for it. Okay, and it does Astrology. Once during your turn, you may look at the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. If you do, put one of those cards back on top of the deck and the other one at the bottom of the deck. So this is strictly material for control decks that, as I've said, do the stall shit, deck you out shit, discard your energy shit, annoy the hell out of you shit pretty much. And they always have a lot of support. They're always a bunch of bullshit. And this is another thing that can sort of help them. You know, you stack the cards of your opponent's deck, you ensure they always draw the shit that you want them to draw that's bad. And then if there's an answer that can be good, you put that at the bottom of the deck. Now it's a stage 2, so it won't be easy, I guess, to implement, but it's something. And then the attack is shit. So they printed a Gothitelle card for so long, and it had to be shit like this. Bitch. And the HP is shit too. Got Mimikyu. Mystery Protection. This Pokemon does not take damage from your opponent's Pokemon's EX and Pokemon's V's attacks. Okay. So this is the new wall for the era. Or one of the walls. They always print something like this too. As an answer. And then Ghost Eve, put 7 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. Maybe this can be okay too, I guess. Maybe. 70 HP, it's pretty weak. I mean, you blow some air on it, it's gonna die. This is strictly a wall for EX and Vs, that's it. Okay, and then we got the teacup line. Cold Tea. Paralysis, 30 HP, goddamn. And then you got the Poltegeist. Damn, it's stretching out of the... not the teacup. The kettle. Okay. Almost forgot. So collect antiques, put up to 2 item and Pokemon tool cards. Man, it's another thing with this new distinction. So 2 item cards and Pokemon tool cards. So do they mean 2 of each? Up to 2? Or is it 1 each? 2 of either? Anyway. So that's what it does. And then pour tea, put 5 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. That's pretty shitty. And this is weak as fuck for a stage 1 as well. What the fuck, man? I don't get what their logic is. I guess their logic is some Pokemon are always going to have shit HP no matter what. And some are going to be better. But this is still pretty ridiculous. Damn. And then Rapska. What the fuck is that? I don't know. Anyway, Revival Blessing. Put 1 Pokemon from your discard pile to the bench. What? Put 1 Pokemon... I hope it means basic. Is this a translation error or I don't know? And Psybeam, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused 50 for 2. Okay, shit. So I don't know if they mean basic or if there's a translation error. I have no idea. It says this is a stage 1, but I don't see what does this evolve from? I really don't get it. Maybe it's a different Pokemon that I don't know because I don't know the new shit. Anyway. So it's a stage 1 at least, but I still think it's a bit crazy that you can get any Pokemon. And at the end of the day, the funny thing is it's still going to be too slow to get stage 2s with this. Okay, and then we got Monkey, Primeape, and Annihilate EX. Generic. Fails attack does 60 more damage. Okay. The other ones from like the Violet set or Scarlet set I liked. But anyway, this guy gets an EX too. 320 HP, who would have thought, for Primeape and Annihilate. Normally wouldn't be associated with HP like this. I mean, this actually is probably the first special card Primeape gets in his life. And it's on its new form. Yeah. Damn, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. So, what do? You do Raging Grudge, put up to 12 damage counters on this Pokemon. This attack does 20 damage for each damage counter you put on this Pokemon this way. So essentially, if you put 12 damage counters, you can do 240 for 1. Now, as strong as this seems and quick for 1 energy, the fact that you're gonna put 120 on yourself, essentially putting this dude to 200 HP for an EX, I mean, it pretty much makes it kind of useless. Maybe there's a way to bypass this, but I kind of doubt it. I just look at things, I look at these sorts of attacks always mathematically. I mean, okay, 240, but 120 to yourself. There's almost like a 120 trade-off balance. So, is this really that good? Probably not, but I mean, it is a good way to get some quick KOs, that's for sure. I'm sure some people are gonna utilize it. And then conventional attack, seismic toss, 150 for 2. This isn't so great. I mean, I guess they really just want you to use the main attack, the first attack. So, whatever. Got Glimmet. I don't know what the fuck is this supposed to be. It looks like a flower. Like a ghost fish flower that's flying. I don't know. Search your deck for a card that evolves from this Pokemon and put it onto this Pokemon. Okay. You get the other one. Or this is actually the stage 1, alright. So when this Pokemon is knocked out, flip a coin if heads your opponent. Doesn't take any prize cards for that knockout. I do not like effects like these because it's all about luck. Broken effects if they get lucky. It's just shit like this I've never been a fan of. It's not the way to make regular Pokemon good. And then Potent Petals. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Put 6 damage counters instead of 1 during checkup. Okay, I guess. So it's going to be like a new Galarian Weezing. It's going to be gimmick luck stuff, I guess. But fighting Pokemon doing poison. Alright. And yeah, it does look like some sort of flower flying thing. Anyway. Got Marker and Honchkrow. Are you guys gonna disappoint me? So spin turn and Unity Wings, 20 damage for each Pokemon with the attack Unity Wings in your discard pile. So is this more of Night March, Mad Party shit? Probably. I think there was something like this in the first Scarlet and Violet set. I think it was with the fucking... God, I forgot. Some sort of bird Pokemon. What was it? The Talonflame line? What was it? Some bird Pokemon did shit like this. I think it was Unity Wings. Maybe it was something else. But I guess we're getting this crap. And then Honchkrow. Dirty Throw. You must discard a card from your hand to use this attack. Are you fucking with me? 140 for 3, and you must discard a card from your hand to do this pathetic attack. Joke. Good job for pissing me off as well. Everything else is shit as well, so yeah, more filler. This little dude, nothing. Evolves into the other, like, dog, lion, whatever. Boot. Sharp fangs. And then I think this is a stage 2. Man, are these guys really a stage 2 line? So weak. So weak. 140 HP. Man, what the fuck? What in the fuck? 100 for 3. No effect. Absolute shit. And then commupant, whatever the hell this is. During your opponent's next turn, when this Pokemon receives damage, put damage counters equal to the damage taken by that attack and attacking Pokemon. Gimmicks, bullshit, weak ass stuff. Everything about this card is weak as all fuck. Everything. Man, this reminds me of a fucking Arcanine card from Supreme Victors that were just so pathetic for the times. This is just the same thing all over again. This is such a pathetic card. Seriously. Everything about it is bad. Everything. Is this really a fucking stage 2? Fucking hell. Draw cards and you have the same cards as your opponent. I guess this can be maybe useful. Nice little artwork. Creative. Bronzong. During your opponent's next turn, not affected by effects of attacks. And then if you have the same number of cards, 150 for 2, still shit. What about you? Corviknight. I didn't even see the previous line. Man, what the hell? All of the cards, they've been uploaded, so I don't really know. I mean, it's... Maybe I'm missing shit. Yeah, maybe the rest of the line is gonna be a cardless Pokemon. Anyway, so Accelerate. 50 for 1. If any Pokemon is knocked out, prevent all effects of attacks. Okay, so you become invincible. And then 200 for 3. Discard 2. So this is still terrible, but at least this is somewhat of a real attack. It's not 100 for 3. For crying out loud. 170 HP, that's not good enough, and it doesn't even have like free retreat or even 1 retreat. 2 retreat is bad. So another card that won't see play, probably. Because there's just better other Pokemon that are going to do this shit better. An attack that does high damage, even higher than this, with a discarding cost. I mean, yeah, that's it. The damn Metal Necrozma GX from Ultra Prism can still do like 194. I think, how many do you discard? It might even do more than that. For a similar cost. So, anyway. Got Kufan and Comparajai EX. Kind of happy to see this. So 100 HP, 2 for 50. Cutesy Elephant. And then the big guy, 300 HP, stage 2. Wow. So this guy is trying to get the record. Bronze Body. This Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. So it even has this for additional attacking. And then Trunk Quake, I mean, they didn't translate the shit. It says 260 for 3, and then there's an effect that's not translated. So I don't know what it does. Maybe it's a good effect, maybe it's a bad effect. It's probably a bad effect because it's 260 for 3. So if I were to assume, it's probably some sort of negative effect. But I mean, I like the HP. The HP is broken, that's for sure, and it has the tank ability too. So, you guys know the deal with this card. Ah, man, I'm going so fast, but let me just grab a sip again. I'm going really fast, but that's what I'm going to be doing from now on, because it's just a waste of time to be over analyzing weak ass cards that are just filler. So Neutral Div Iron, this little Steel Worm Pokemon. If this Pokemon has 3 or more metal energies attached, it gets 100 HP. Okay, so that's gonna make it 230 for a basic Pokemon, and then shoot through 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, 100 for 4, and then 30 to... Okay, so 130 for 4. That's weak for a basic. I guess the idea is you're gonna put the energies to get the damn HP boost, and then it becomes 230. I've explained many times that I don't like this shit like this because it's a bunch of nonsense. It's like creating a problem or trying to just fix a problem that you fucked up on your own. If it had decent HP and a decent attack, it wouldn't need an ability to make its HP decent. I mean, okay, so 130 as a basic, that's pretty typical. We're used to this. It's not like okay, they did make it better with some Pokemon. Okay, 230 for a basic. Alright, that's cool. I'm gonna give you that. That's a bit strong. So it makes the ability a bit worth it. But then the attack isn't really gonna do much. I mean, if you're gonna use this card, you definitely gotta use it with some sort of Metal Energy Acceleration Pokemon, which we have plenty of in Standard and Expanded. But then if you're going to go through all this trouble, you might as well just use a different Pokemon that's going to do real damage. The idea is you're going to try and tank a hit with this guy, but 230 at the end of the day, that's about as much as a regular V or EX Pokemon has, so it's not that impressive. He's just going through the trouble for nothing. Got the Dunsparce. Fin a friend. Search your deck for a Pokemon and then put it into your hand. Okay. You get whatever. And then... What the fuck? Dunsparce got an evolution and they made it a pathetic one too. So Dunsparce. Man, they really must be taking a piss. This is almost like a freaking fan-made thing that some random dude drew up. Like some shit you could do with Photoshop or something. I can't believe this was their idea for Dunsparce Evolution. They could have made something really amazing with Dunsparce, in my opinion. I've got like the perfect vision in my head for an evolution that would have been like a complete monster. Kind of like Magikarp and Gyarados, some shit like that. But instead, this is the evolution it gets. So, useless first attack, as always, and then the Digging Flash, 100 for 4. Opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Shuffle this Pokemon all cards back into the deck. Okay, so this immediately gives me Darkness Explorer's Excelgor. It comes to my mind, what I meant to say, especially because I've been using the Pokemon so much in Legacy. The thing is, though, is that this guy needs a lot more energies to do this trick. So if you were going to try and do like some sort of combo deck, once again, in the vein of how Excelgor was used, with Trevenant and Gothitelle and Flygon and Dusknoir. This is much more difficult to pull off. You need a lot of energies. I mean, the damage, you do more damage too. Okay, we'll take that. But I would have rather do less damage and work with a DC like Excelgor. Then it would have made it usable to some extent. But like this, it's a bit too difficult. And it only does paralysis too. It doesn't even do poison. Excelgor does paralysis and poison. So it is absolutely ridiculous how this is newer card and it's so much more useless than Excelgor. I guess it reflects the Pokemon itself. A shitty Dunsparce evolution. We got Wingull and Pelipper. Is this resort from the Slateport? I do wonder. I don't think so, but maybe it is. It's probably just from the new games. It's not Slateport, yeah. Anyway, and then Pelipper. News of the Wind. Once during your turn, when you play this card from your hand to To evolve, you may either put one supporter card from your discard pile into your hand, or search your deck for a supporter card and put it into your hand. Fuck me. Okay, so we're looking at a really good support Pokemon here. So, yeah, it's been a while since the Pelipper card got a good card. So this is obviously going to be a stage 1. It's not going to be as simple as Via Seeker or Holland's Transceiver, which I got in my head as well. But it's pretty fair exchange because it's still a very good effect. It's essentially a recovery for a supporter card, a Via Seeker, or you just grab anything from your deck. So Tapu Lele, so too good. Too good. I mean, very good card. I mean, I think it, being a stage 1 is going to limit its usability because things are just so fast these days. And if you're going to get a stage 1, do you want to get this or get something like Bibarel that's going to give you just straight raw? But I think, I mean, I think I would still might prefer this compared to something like Bibarel because it gives you that Via Seeker too, which is really handy, something we don't have unless they print Via Seeker again in Standard. So it's quite good, man. Ah, oh, damn. Oh, no, wait. No, you only do this once. I mean, yeah, if they made it so that you could use this every turn, it would have been the most broken Pokemon of all time. So you only get the effect when you evolve. So, okay. I wish it was like a bit different. Like, they made it so that you can use this effect up to twice per game. And that's it. Because there's other cards that do this types of shit these days that are in the Pokemon TCG. So I wish they gave it an effect like that, make it even a little bit better, but more consistent. But I guess like this, it means you get the shit once, and that's it. Unless you evolve into another one. So really good. I mean, everything else, it doesn't matter, because it, as always, it's going to be weak. But I mean, the effect to get supporter from the discard pile of the deck is just amazing, of course. Got a slacking line. I'm willing to bet it's going to disappoint me as always. Some of my favorite Pokemon. Looks like it's chilling on the streets. You are a jungle Pokemon, Vigoroth. What are you doing in the streets? It doesn't do much. It all comes down to slacking as always, and it's probably going to be some bullshit. I just know it. So, if this Pokemon is asleep, flip 2 coins instead of 1 during your Pokemon checkup. If either of them is tails, this Pokemon stays asleep. Of course, they were going to give it this shit. And then the Slacker Headbutt, just 240 for 3, and then this remains asleep. This Pokemon is not asleep. So, a shitty attack that the damage output isn't even that impressive. I don't care what anybody says. You're going to put yourself to sleep, and then the ability is basically, it exists just to be in your way more. No benefit. And even if you would want to use this with some shit like Garbodor and Expanded, just for some gimmick stuff, you're still going to be asleep. So I guess I'm going to need some sort of support to not be asleep as well. Oh my god, and the HP isn't even that good. Torterra has 190 HP and is dying in one shot. They give this guy 180 HP. Why don't you have 230 HP? Why? Waste of time as always. I just knew it. I knew it from the start. Okay, so there's the Corviknight line. Your opponent switches. Can't retreat. Man, I'm dying. I need to hurry up. But we're done with the set. And then Squawkabilly EX. Yeah, fuck this card's name. So it's a 160 HP EX Pokemon, so I'm guessing it's going to be some heavy duty support Pokemon if they're going to give it stats like these. So once during your turn, For your attack, you may discard your hand and draw six cards. You can't use more than one Squagabe. Okay. So this is what I was talking about ages ago when I made the video with the rule box shit and the names and expanded. Okay. So what does this Pokemon do? This is essentially the dedenne GX 2.0. Same effect as the dedenne GX, different Pokemon, different name. So this is what's gonna happen. As I explained, they didn't learn their lesson with Shaman and Crobat. I just don't believe it. What this means now is in expanded. People can use the dedenne GX, they can use Crobat V, and they can use this as well. So it just completely makes the limitation irrelevant because you're going to get the same effect anyway. All you gotta do is just have a different Pokemon. So they've made a serious fuck up. Man, it's like I should have been in charge of the Pokemon company making these decisions. They can't think ahead. They can't make the right decisions. I guarantee you, because of this shit, either they're gonna make some sort of rule where you can't use the dedenne with this guy together, so bullcrap, or they're gonna ban the dedenne GX for no reason when it doesn't deserve it. Otherwise, this is gonna be some fucking shit again. You're gonna be seeing, well, it's not like they ever went away. Those Feromasa, Latios decks pop up even more because they get to use this and the dedenne GX now. Why don't they know what they're doing when they're making cards? They've been doing this shit for so many years. They recycle the same effects over and over. You'd think they know what they're doing. Okay, if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, take a look at a video. I don't even remember how I titled it, but it's a video where I talk about Arceus the Agapalkia GX getting banned, but I talk about things like Scoop-Up-Net, Electrode GX, rules and mechanics, when the way they word cards and stuff. Check that video out. It's kind of an old video at this point, but you'll understand what I'm talking about if you don't. Anyway, and then the Rao is attached to basic energy from your discard pile to your bench Pokemon area. Like, so they gave it a useful attack too. Fuck, man. Anyway, so Super Rod is coming back. I'm actually quite pleased about this. I like it better than Ordinary Rod and other Rod cards. Motivational Lemonade. What the fuck? You may use this card only if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent. Heal 60 HP from one of your Pokemon. Okay, I guess. And then Grusha. Draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. If you don't have any energy attached to any of your Pokemon, draw cards until you have 7 cards in your hand instead. I think this can be kind of broken in some decks, but I kind of like it because maybe it's something that I can use with the Hisui and Decider Eye. But I mean, at this point, those cards just aren't good. Anyway. And then you got Giacomo. Discard a special energy from each of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay. I think that's too busted. Never mind, it is too busted. But what can you do? They printed this. And I mean, at least it's a supporter. And then the Ruinous Snowy Mountain. Every time a player puts an energy card from their hand to one of their basic Pokemon, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. Except water Pokemon. Okay, so yeah. I was thinking, did they make this to fuck up their own water deck? No. So it's just gonna affect everything that's not water. Fine. And then Reversal Energy. Man, wait a minute. I thought this was supposed to be like a Koraidon set. Focuses on a Koraidon and other Pokemon. I didn't see any Koraidons. I mean, these is all the cards. I don't know what the fuck this is about anyway. So reversal energy provides, they didn't translate it. Anyway, it makes my job easier. I mean, it says triple here, so man, is this some sort of scramble energy revamp or something? That is not what we need right now, unless they just make it work with stage 2 Pokemon. Then I'll take it. If it only works for regular Pokemon, I'll take it. And then I think the rest is just, yeah, full arts, alternate arts. That's it. And we're done. So this is the set. So most of the, or all of the regular Pokemon are useless in terms of attackers. I don't think there isn't even one regular attacker that has even slight potential. Usually even the ones with slight potential end up being useless. But they don't even give us the slight potential. This time everybody's useless in terms of regular Pokemon. Only the EX Pokemon are good. This Wochi EX is good. The Water EX stuff is good. Of course, the Stage 2 Water Pokemon. But this is, once again, it's just support for the big guys. Like, nobody's going to use this to attack with this card. Or to power up a regular-ass Water Pokemon. They're going to use it to power up Chien-Pao EX. Anyway. Slowking, I don't think that was that good. And Annihilate, it's a bit too risky, but maybe there's a deck to be made. And then everything else, Copperajah, that's actually pretty good as well, but I don't know what the attack does. And then Pelipper. Pelipper is the only good Pokemon, but it's a support Pokemon at the end of the day. Which, yeah, we get regular Pokemon that are good support Pokemon. We don't have good regular Pokemon that can be tier 1 as their own deck. That's what we don't have. And we'll never have at this point. And then this guy, I'm not pleased at all, because it doesn't have the same name in the ability as the dedenne GX, and it's gonna create nonsense again in Expanded. It really pisses me off, man. This entire set just pissed me off in general, as always. All they had to do was name the ability the same as the dedenne GX, and then they can make the ruling, just like with Juniper, Sycamore, Professor Research, all that shit, that you can only run one of the card that has the same effect. But with this, you're going to be able to run this with the dedenne GX, unless they make another special rule. And then that's it. Grusha, I guess I like the supporter card a little bit too. Happy about Super Rod, but then everything else, I mean, I don't know what this does. But just many cards that piss me off. More cards that piss me off than cards that I like with this set. So that's the Snow Hazard. Anyway. So I'm going to do the Clay Burst, if that's even the name, but the other Japanese set. Another day. Probably not tomorrow, but I guess we'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed this fucking set review. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a like. Share this video with your friends. And I'll see you guys next time. Tell me in the comments if you like the set. Whatever you think. I mean, I think I've made my thoughts clear. If you guys are familiar with my other set reviews, you probably know the deal by now. But anyway, Saberwolf94 was a...